He won millions overnight. He had a number on a piece of paper that unlocked a world most of us only ever dream about. One moment, he was an ordinary man worried about bills and the cost of groceries. The next, he was a multimillionaire. The weight of financial stress vanished in an instant, replaced by a feeling of pure, dizzying freedom. He thought all his problems were solved forever. He believed he had bought a lifetime of happiness, security, respect. But the story of money is never that simple. And for him, the dream was about to become a nightmare. He won 18 million, but just a few years later, he had nothing left. Not a dollar, not a friend, just the crushing weight of regret and the ghost of a life he once had. How does someone fall so far, so fast? How does a fortune that was supposed to last a lifetime disappear in the blink of an eye? Before the winning ticket, his name was Jack. He was a man you'd pass on the street and never look at twice. He worked a job that paid just enough to get by, but never enough to get ahead. Every paycheck felt like a race against the clock, a battle to cover rent, pay off credit card debt, keep the lights on. He carried the quiet desperation of millions of people who feel trapped by their circumstances. He dreamed of a different life, one where he didn't have to check his bank balance before ordering a pizza on a Friday night. His dream wasn't about gold-plated toilets or private jets. It was simpler. It was about peace. The peace of knowing his family was safe. The freedom to fix his car without going into debt. The ability to take a vacation without saving for years. And that is what made his story so tragic. He got everything he ever wanted, and it destroyed him completely. It was a Tuesday. It was gray. It was completely and utterly ordinary. He was thinking about a past due electricity bill and the strange noise his car had started making that morning. On his way home, he stopped at a small convenience store. But today, the weight of his problems felt heavier than usual. He needed a sliver of hope. So he bought one. He let the machine pick the numbers for him. He tucked the small slip of paper into his wallet and fell asleep, the lottery ticket forgotten in the darkness of his pocket. It was Thursday evening when he finally remembered. For a moment, he almost tossed it in the trash. He smoothed it out on his small kitchen table. His eyes scanned the first number. It matched. He checked the second number. It matched too. Third number. A match. His breath caught in his throat. He continued down the line. Fourth number. A match. Fifth number. A match. There was only one number left. The Powerball. He looked at his ticket. Then he looked at the paper. It was the same. Every single number. A perfect match. The realization didn't come in a wave of joy. It came as a shock, a physical blow that made him stumble backward and sit down hard in his chair. His first coherent thought was not about mansions or cars. It was simpler. I can quit my job. The thought was so powerful, so liberating, that he laughed out loud. His life instantly split into two distinct parts. Before the ticket and after the ticket. He was a multi-millionaire. He pressed the call button. The old Jack was gone. A new one was about to be born. The first days were a blur of champagne, camera flashes, and faceless congratulations. He was no longer an anonymous face in the crowd. He was a headline. Jack logged into his online banking app. Now, it displayed a number with so many commas, he had to count them twice. He walked into a luxury car dealership. He pointed at the most expensive car on the floor. He swiped his new debit card, and the machine approved it without a blink. The feeling of power was electric. The roar of the engine was the sound of his old life burning away in the rear-view mirror. This, he thought, was what it felt like to be alive. He finally settled on a modern architectural marvel, a stark contrast to the single window in his old apartment that faced a brick wall. Filling the mansion became his next project. He was surrounding himself with the trappings of wealth, hoping that by looking the part, he would eventually feel it. At night, The sheer scale of the place felt less like a home and more like a museum. He had the castle, but he had no court. His first calls were to his family. He cleared his sister's mountain of student debt. For a short time, he was a god to his family. His generosity then extended to his circle of friends, a circle that magically began to widen. Everyone had a problem. Jack, high on the feeling of being needed and admired, rarely said no. He was buying friendship. He was buying loyalty. He was buying love. At the time, he couldn't see the difference between what was real and what was being sold to him. To fill the silence, he threw parties. Epic, multi-day events that became legendary. He spared no expense. The parties were a spectacle of excess, a living monument to his wealth. He took lavish vacations. He felt invincible, as if the rules of the real world no longer applied to him. He never looked at his bank statements. He never considered a budget. The party was loud, but it was drowning out the quiet, rational voice that should have been telling him to slow down. It was during one of his lavish parties that he met him, a man named Marcus, who spoke about money with a mesmerizing confidence. He painted vivid pictures of exclusive real estate developments, revolutionary tech startups. He made Jack feel smart, like he was being let in on secrets, without doing a shred of due diligence. Jack handed over control, transferring a significant portion of his fortune into accounts managed by Marcus. The fox was now guarding the henhouse, and Jack had handed him the keys with a smile. The first opportunity was a boutique hotel. Next came a tech startup. The deals kept coming, each one more exciting and less plausible than the last.
You have the vision.
He was treating the stock market and private equity like a casino, placing huge bets on long shots, hoping for another jackpot. He was drilling holes in the bottom of his own boat, oblivious to the water pouring in around his ankles. The first warning signs were easy to ignore. Small inconsistencies. The promised updates on the hotel development were vague. His personal checking account was running low. But the second time, Marcus hesitated. He suggested that maybe Jack should ease up on the gas pedal a little bit. The nightclub was another massive, money-draining hole he refused to see. The business was hemorrhaging cash. His accountant tried to schedule a meeting to review his cash flow. He canceled 3 times. Jack was caught in a powerful current of denial. Then came the first concrete sign of the collapse. His primary credit card was declined. It was the first time since his win that the world had told him no. He found the doors locked and a notice of eviction taped to the glass. The lights were off. The music was gone. The music hadn't just faded, it had stopped completely, leaving behind a silence that was more terrifying than any sound he had ever heard. The phone calls slowed to a trickle and then stopped almost entirely. The friends who had vacationed on his dime suddenly had other plans. He started selling his assets, out of sheer desperation. Each sale was a small death, a chipping away of the identity he had so lavishly constructed. The day of reckoning finally arrived. The letter was cold, clinical, but the message was brutally simple. There was nothing left. He stumbled to his computer. Access denied. He was met with a disconnected tone. The reality crashed down on him. It was all gone. The bank eventually foreclosed on the mansion. As he walked out of the glass palace for the last time, he finally understood. He hadn't just lost the lottery, he had lost himself. Jack's story is a painful but powerful illustration. A sudden windfall of money is not a map. It's a mirror. It doesn't show you where to go. It shows you who you are. The first hidden lesson is that wealth is not an amount of money. It's a set of skills and a state of mind. Jack was rich, but he was never wealthy. Another critical lesson is the danger of lifestyle inflation. When Jack's income skyrocketed, his spending didn't just rise to meet it, it accelerated past it. Finally, Jack's fall teaches us that money is a terrible tool for building genuine relationships. The real treasure is not the money you have in the bank, but the people who would still be there if you had nothing at all. The real lottery is learning how to manage, preserve, and grow money over time. This is a lottery where you can create your own luck. The first principle of this code is to pay yourself first. The second principle is to understand the power of compounding. Ultimately, the money code is about shifting your mindset from being a consumer to being an owner. Many people dream of becoming rich overnight. But true wealth is not built in a day. It's built through discipline, patience, and wise decisions. Because money earned slowly is often valued more than money received instantly.